We're coming to you from Lampros Hall, home of the new Digital District, where all digital resources and teaching innovations come together. Welcome to the 2021 Faculty Symposium. Here's your host for the afternoon, Colleen Packer.
On behalf of the Teaching and Learning Forum and the Teaching, Learning, and Assessment Committee, I am so thrilled to welcome you today to the new Digital District in Lampros Hall and our annual Faculty Symposium. I'm Colleen Packer, and I'm the director of the Teaching and Learning Forum. I also want to recognize our administrators whose vision and collaborative support truly enhance the landscape of teaching, learning, and faculty development at Weber State. President Brad Mortensen, Provost Ravi Krovi, and Associate Provosts Brenda Kowaleski and Eric Amsel. We would also like to acknowledge the deans and department chairs. Thank you so much for supporting the professional development of your faculty. We would also like to recognize our amazing donors for the commitment to teaching and faculty development. We truly appreciate your generous support that has made this event possible. Bob and Marcia Harris. Bob and Marcia have lived in Ogden for over 20 years and are well known for their giving and community efforts. They were honored for a lifetime contribution to the arts by Mayor Godfrey in 2010 and are actively engaged in growth of the community. Bob excelled in both athletics and education. He majored in economics and was co-captain of his football team at Swarthmore College. He served as vice president and general counsel of ThyCol and served as a judge in the Utah courts for more than 17 years. Marcia completed graduate work at the Johns Hopkins Medical Center in Baltimore, Maryland, and worked in a private ophthalmologist office in Beverly Hills. Marcia is a board member for Weber Pathways on the Advisory Council for Outreach, a support group for lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender youth, and she's involved with the League of Women Voters. Bob and Marcia's generous donation to Weber State University established the Presidential Teaching Excellence Awards and the Presidential Teaching Innovation Grants that we are celebrating today. And it's my pleasure today to announce that Weber State University will be pursuing the creation of a Center for Teaching Innovation due to an additional donation made by the Harrises. I would like to introduce you now to Bob Harris and give him an opportunity to make a few comments. Bob.
Good afternoon. Let me tell a little bit of a story. Some years ago, people had started to ask us, why did Marcia, my wife, and I initiate the Teacher Excellence Program? And actually, the story is very simple. Weber State is a teaching university. Teaching is its goal, its purpose, its mission. And Marcia and I wanted to be very much a part of that excitement. And that's the reason we have initiated the Teaching Excellence Program at Weber State. So when people ask us the question, it's a very simple answer. Now, let me move a little bit forward from that and say what it is that we hope to accomplish. And really, we want to give high thanks and appreciation, congratulations to all the recipient people here today, because this really is your event. And I do say to each and every one of you, congratulations. Now, I do have a hope, Marcia and I have a hope, that we'd like to ask of you, that you, by your example and by your encouragement, you go out to other teachers at Weber State and cause them to be really moving forward with their excellence. In other words, you are ambassadors, I hope. And it is with that hope that I would like to say congratulations and thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much, Bob and Marcia, for your support and vision for faculty development here at Weber State. We would also like to recognize the representatives of the George and Beth Lowe family, Stephen and Ruth Lowe, Alta and T.R. Davis, and John and Nancy Lowe. Let me share some information about them. George was a surgeon in Ogden for 34 years. He served as the president of the Utah chapter of the American College of Surgeons and was on the board of directors for the Ogden-Weber Chamber of Commerce. He was very active in scouting, served as the chair of the Lake Bonneville Council, and was instrumental in the development of Camp Law and Camp Bartlett. Beth was reared in Huntsville, the oldest of 8 girls. She could haul and rake hay, ride derrick horses, and milk cows morning and evening. She graduated from the D Memorial School of Nursing and was chosen as charge nurse on the hospital's maternity floor for 1 year. She was extremely involved in community affairs, serving on numerous political committees and volunteering for the United Way, the Red Cross, and McKay-D Hospital. We appreciate your support of innovative teaching. We would also like to recognize the Marquardt family and the Management and Training Corporation, who have been long-time supporters of Weber State and the community. Thanks to their efforts, we enjoy the Ogden River Parkway, Dinosaur Park, football stadium enhancements, and numerous scholarships for Weber State University athletes and business students. Bob's children, Scott and Jane, have both served on the Weber State Board of Trustees. Scott is President and Chief Executive Officer of Management and Training Corporation, which contracts with governments to operate job training and workforce development programs in 25 states and internationally. MTC serves more than 27,000 people on a daily basis with a primary emphasis on preparing young adults for success in the workplace. Scott also serves as a member of the Utah State Board of Regents and on the Weber State University National Advisory Council. Jane began her legal career at Utah Legal Services and established the Marquardt Peace and Possibility Speaker Series as part of Weber State's LGBT Resource Center. Please join me in thanking and recognizing the Marquardts for their generous support. Finally, we have a new named award this year, the Dr. Brian Davis Teaching Excellence Award, presented to a faculty member from the Goddard School of Business and Economics. We would like to recognize and thank Brad and Jenny Wilson for their generosity and support in creating this award. Brad has been a member of Utah's House of Representatives since 2010, where he currently serves as Speaker of the House. Brad is also the President and CEO of Destination Homes, which is a residential home builder in Utah. He served as chair of the Davis Chamber of Commerce Board of Directors, as the chair of the Davis Economic Advisory Council, and on the National Advisory Council for Weber State University. In 2019, Brad was honored with a Crystal Crest Presidential Award. In his acceptance speech, he joked, "When I attended Weber State, I was nominated for a Crystal Crest Award 4 times, but never won." He added, "It's really special to finally be taking one of these home with me tonight." Brad graduated from Weber State with a bachelor's degree in business administration and marketing. Jenny Wilson is also a Weber State graduate with a degree in English. She served as a student body officer while she was a student here at Weber, and she has worked at Franklin Covey, and her and Brad are the proud parents of 3 children, Liz, Zach, and Allie. Please join us in recognizing Brad and Jenny for their donation. It is now my pleasure to introduce Brenda Marsteller-Kowaleski, Associate Provost for High Impact Educational Experiences and Faculty Excellence, who will present the recipients of the Innovative Teaching Grants. Brenda.
Thank you for joining us in the Digital District for today's events. The resources housed here are meant to support teaching innovations like the ones proposed by this year's grant recipients, as well as innovations we have yet to imagine. I invite you to take a virtual tour of the Digital District to get your innovative teaching ideas flowing. You can access this tour by following the Digital District virtual tour link on the Faculty Symposium webpage. Now it is my pleasure to present the recipients of the Innovative Teaching Grants, of which there are 3 categories. These projects focus on the development of student-centered pedagogical approaches, classroom support materials and activities, interdisciplinary programs or courses, active learning and high-impact educational experiences, and other teaching innovations designed to promote student success in all course delivery modes, whether they be face-to-face, virtual, online, or hybrid. Now, let me present the recipients of the Community Engaged Learning Innovative Teaching Grants. They are Colleen Packer, John Cavett, Alice Mulder, and Rich Fry. The recipients of the George and Beth Lowe Innovative Teaching Grants are Aubrey Jones, Ryan Kane, Brandon Burnett, Kirk Hagan, Alice Mulder, and Stephanie Wolf. And finally, the recipients of the Presidential Innovative Teaching Grants, generously supported by Bob and Marcia Harris, are Tim Herzog, Brandon Burnett, Tracy Covey, Brian Chung, Jan Hamer, Tariq Arif, Alice Mulder, Joanna Gottney, Brian Dorsey, Scott Hadzik, and Peggy Saunders. Please join me in congratulating our Innovative Teaching Grant recipients. Next, I would like to invite President Brad Mortensen to share some brief remarks about the Presidential Teaching Excellence Award. President Mortensen.
The Presidential Teaching Excellence Award is meant to recognize faculty members for outstanding teaching at Weber State University. Teaching excellence, which may be manifest in various ways, brings significant and important results to students for their success. Members of the WSU community submitted more than 100 nominations, each one describing what made their nominee an outstanding teacher. From those nominations, 12 award recipients were chosen, representing the best of the best in teaching at Weber State. Here to recognize this year's 12 outstanding teaching recipients is our provost, Dr. Ravi Crovey.
It is an honor for me to present our Presidential Teaching Excellence Award recipients today. Clinton Amos is being recognized as a Robert L. Marquardt Presidential Teaching Excellence Award recipient. Clinton is an associate professor of business administration and has taught at Weber State for 8 years. His favorite part of teaching is mentoring students. His best moment as a teacher occurred in a consumer behavior course where the class discusses marketing tactics that are validated by research, such as chunking, repetition, and meaningful encoding. Clinton tells the students that they could use the same tactics to improve their own capacity to learn. For example, one student scored a D on the first assessment, and by the end of the semester was one of the top performing students in his class. It was very satisfying to see that amount of growth in a single semester. Clinton Amos. Elizabeth Balgord is an assistant professor in Earth and Environmental Sciences and has taught at Weber State for 5 years. Liz considers herself lucky to teach classes at every level from general education and introductory courses to capstones. This means she gets to watch some students grow and build confidence from the moment they realize they're excited about earth science through mastering complex and interdisciplinary research. Her best moments as a teacher have occurred on international field experiences. She has taken 3 students to the Cordillera Blanca in Peru, where she and her students worked with an interdisciplinary and international group of scientists and students studying the impact of climate change on high alpine ecosystems. The trip included a 2-night backpacking trip over the Huapi Pass with an elevation of almost 17,000 feet. Her students were absolute champs, completing the hike and doing excellent geological mapping along the way. Elizabeth Balgord. Christy Barron is receiving the Annie Taylor D. Teaching Excellence Award. She's an associate professor of nursing and has taught at Weber State for 8.5 years. Her favorite part of teaching is working with her students on their community projects. Through these projects, students create better ways to improve the health of their community members. Her best teaching experience happens every time she teaches Nursing 4060 Oncology Nursing, an online course. When she was assigned to design this course, her colleague, Anne Rocca, offered to help in any way. Anne had been diagnosed with breast cancer. Christy asked Anne if she and her students could follow her on the journey from breast cancer diagnosis to survivorship. And Anne agreed. Between course assignments, Christy would record short videos of Anne's story with the help of the CATS team to share with the students. Christy Barron. George Comber is a professor and department chair of manufacturing and systems engineering, where he has been teaching for 21 years. His favorite part of teaching is seeing the progress and growth of the students. He enjoys interacting with students and helping them understand the relevance of course content in their own lives. His best teaching experience has been outside the classroom. George felt a great deal of satisfaction when he was able to help one of his DACA students who suffered from depression and low points in his education experience. George's door was always open to him to offer general advice, to talk about his career, courses, and family. George's support and encouragement contributed to the student being able to graduate with honors as one of the department's outstanding students. George Comber. Jenny Kokai is an associate professor in the Department of Performing Arts. She has taught at Weber State for 8 years. Jenny loves learning things from her students. Her best moment as a teacher occurred when she was teaching a class how to research effectively and asked them to come up with every bit of information they could on the Spanish Golden Age mask. The greatest enchantment is love. Her students discovered a description of the pageant that indicated someone entered in a chariot pulled by dolphins. The mask was being performed on a giant artificial lake. This stopped the students in their tracks. Dolphins? Were they real dolphins? Humans in dolphin costumes? So they researched this. There were investigations into freshwater dolphins and whether someone could acquire them. After class, Jenny checked with her colleague, and he pulled out a book on historic scene design that gave directions for how to build mechanical dolphins contemporary to that time period. She took the book to the next class, and they solved the mystery: mechanical dolphins. This had everything Jenny loves about teaching: a participatory activity, student-led classroom work, genuine wonder and engagement in the material, meaningful research, and a very satisfying answer to the mystery. Jenny Kokai. Corey Moss is an assistant professor in health professions. He has been at Weber State for 14 years and serves as the program director for Health Administrative Services. Corey says that the best part about teaching is helping students reach their career and academic goals and having one-on-one interactions with students. His best moment as a teacher was when he was contacted by an alum from the Mayo Clinic who wanted to interview and hire a Weber State graduate because he knew the type and quality of students the program produced. The student, of course, got the job. Corey Moss. Craig Oberg is a professor in microbiology where he has been teaching for 40 years. He enjoys providing an awakening of possibilities, opportunities, and then mentoring students to succeed, especially when they don't see what they can become, and then watching them become. His best moments as a teacher are taking students to professional meetings to present their research and seeing the look on their faces after they've given their presentations, when they experience the "I can do this" moment. Craig Oberg. Jose Otero has been an instructor in the English department for 8 years. Jose enjoys seeing students accomplish tasks that they previously thought they couldn't accomplish. He often teaches English 1010 and 2010, and it's wonderful to see the students begin to see themselves as writers. One of Jose's most satisfying teaching moments was seeing a student who had taken his English 2010 class in a previous semester. In their conversation, she shared how she was still using the process that she had used in 2010 to write her research papers in her other courses. In fact, she was teaching some of her classmates the same method to help them. It was great for Jose to see a student taking what she had learned and applying it outside of one specific class. In Jose's words, it's what we all hope for. Jose Otero. Gavin Roberts is an assistant professor in the Department of Economics, where he has taught for 4.5 years. He is the recipient of the Dr. Brian Davis Teaching Excellence Award. Two of his favorite teaching moments happened when first, a student went from having low confidence in their ability to land a job to turning down Goldman Sachs for a better job. And second, having a Chinese international student shift her thinking from regretting coming to the United States to applying to top graduate programs in financial mathematics around the United States. Parenthetically, he thinks she'll get into a really, really good program. His favorite thing about teaching is getting to know tons of awesome individual students. Gavin Roberts. Corina Segovia Tadehara is an associate professor in the Department of Social Work, where she has been teaching for 19 years. For Corina, teaching is just as much about what she can learn from her students as what they can learn from her. It's an honor for her to be a part of their journey and successes. Her best moments as a teacher are the sum of successes she gets to experience with her students. congratulating them at graduation, shaking their hands, or giving them hugs, and convincing them to continue their academics at Weber State with graduate studies. She is proud that the field of social work will be in the strong and capable hands of her students. Corina Segovia Terahara. Stephanie Spiker is an assistant professor in the Teacher Education Department of Weber State University, where she's been there for 3.5 years. Stephanie's favorite part of teaching are the little moments. Each year, she realizes that each moment can be that moment that sets the course of history. Her best moments as a teacher are when she's observing her pre-service teachers in action, interacting with and teaching students, and having those light bulb moments. She loves seeing her students put what they have learned in the university classroom into action as they begin their own teaching experiences. Stephanie Spiker. Jamie Vankier Randalls, an associate professor in nursing and MSN clinical coordinator, is the recipient of the Annie Taylor D. Teaching Excellence Award. She has taught at Weber State for 13 years. Jamie loves to explore new and creative ways to inspire student engagement. She enjoys seeing students' confidence increase as they move throughout various course activities. Her best moment as a teacher involved a non-traditional student who was very anxious and fearful about online learning. The students sent several abrupt, angry emails to department faculty, including Jamie, about her learning needs and her dislike for online courses. Jamie had weekly Zoom meetings with her, and after the first meeting, it was clear that the anger was more about fear. And her anxiety was related to how she thought she looked in front of all the other students. Jamie's goal was to give her some tools that would assist her in gaining confidence. Throughout the semester, assignments improved, and by the end, meetings with the student were fun, filled with laughter, and flowed with confidence. Jamie Vankier Randalls. Please join me in congratulating our Presidential Excellence Teaching Award recipients.
I would like to take a few moments to thank those people who have worked so hard behind the scenes to make this event happen. Our Teaching, Learning, and Assessment Faculty Symposium Subcommittee of Diana Miser, R.C. Callahan, R.C. Morris, Alex Lancaster, Francois Girard-Carrier, Shelley Bellflower, Cheryl Rushton, Gail Nicholson, Blair Newbold, and Melinda Russell-Stamp, and the CATS team who took photographs and created this wonderful video that you are watching right now, and the PowerPoint presentations for today's event. The team has been fantastic. Jill Salmon, Ryan Belknap, David Rodriguez, Brianna Scroggins, Jim Godwin, and Alan Farron. And WSU Online and IT for providing technical support for our Zoom rooms today, Shandell Hadlock, R.C. Callahan, and Sang Chan. Finally, please join me in giving a heartfelt thanks to the Teaching and Learning Forum staff, Rachel Cox, Maddie McCandless, and Nathan Benyon. And finally, we want to thank you for joining us today for our Teaching and Learning celebration. We encourage you to spend some time this afternoon attending synchronous presentations within the Digital District by our fantastic faculty during the Faculty Symposium sessions. As we end our program today, I would like to recognize all of our Weber faculty who truly do take action. Thank you.